So, hi Jonny, welcome back to Swansea University. It's lovely to see you here today with your film screening going on tonight in the Taliesin.
It is, yeah.
Would you like to tell us a little bit about what you've been doing since you graduated from Swansea?
Well, I left Swansea University in 1999, I think it was, maybe in 2000. And since then I've had a career in the media, really, in front and behind camera. I was very lucky that I worked at ITV Wales for around about 10 years in all kinds of positions, from a researcher to a producer to a presenter. It was a fantastic education and experience. But when I first left Swansea University, it was to start on quite a well-known ITV Wales drama at the time called Nuts and Bolts. It would run for 5 months of the year. And it was kind of a drama set in the valleys in Merthyr Tydfil, where I'm from. And they wanted people from the town, and they wanted some new actors. And I was approached and asked, and I did that. And that kind of sort of, it's like a chicken and the egg thing with acting. You do a part and then you get an agent. And since then, touch wood, I've been lucky enough to work as an actor. But I wasn't just happy acting, I wanted to try lots of other stuff as well, and that's why I ended up doing some work for ITV Wales as well, sort of doing the producing and all sorts. And that's why I ended up writing, I think, and that's why I ended up with the film Spengali.
You studied history at Swansea. Do you feel that's influenced your career in any way?
Studying history in Swansea massively influenced my career and was absolutely the right decision for me. I went to school and I got a handful of O-levels and went to work at the Hoover factory in Merthyr. So I decided to go back into full-time education. And obviously when I went back the second time, it was kind of like a lot of people who sort of, there's nothing like somebody who sort of got a second chance, I suppose. And I sat A-levels at Aberdeen College. My lecturer was an ex-Swansea University student, and he'd said that it was the best history department, certainly in Wales, if not one of the best in Britain at the time. It was the best decision I made because it was a great university to come to, and it was great to have a research-based degree, because what happened was when I got the job, certainly in behind the camera, I got the job because I had a degree in history from a really good department and a really good university. And in the acting sense, it's always been a massive plus point that I did history rather than a traditional theatrical route. I think it's helped me. It helps certainly with the writing side of things, creating characters and giving them a sense of history, because you have to do that when you write stuff. So, doing the history degree here was a massively important part of me going into the media and, getting, a career in that world.
And as part of your studying in history, did you take a range of modules of, say, different periods, different countries? Was it quite an expansive degree?
So I did things that I had a specific interest in, obviously stuff like Welsh industrial history and, certainly stuff like the Irish famine and the slave trades, stuff that I found very interesting, sort of the American modules. I did some ancient history as well, touched on Rome and things, so, quite a wide sort of variety of subjects. But I found that in Swansea they had stuff that I was really interested in doing all the time. I took as much advantage as I could of being surrounded by fantastic lecturers in an amazing environment, teaching you amazing things. I really did grasp it both hands.
And do you think from studying history and the excellent lectures that you just talked about now, have you been able to kind of put that into practice during your media career? Are there things that have overlapped that you feel the research that you've undertaken during your study and the things that you've been taught, have they impacted on you? Massively
impacted, because what I learned here more than anything was that everything has many different sides to the story. It's the most important thing that I learned here was, so I think it's given me a sort of an open-mindedness, which has certainly helped in certainly documentary filmmaking and things like that. I learned that in Swansea University in my history course.
So quite often now, parents and teachers will say to their pupils or their children, you shouldn't study a history degree, an arts-based degree or a humanities degree, you should study something more vocational. But you were telling me earlier that in a way your career has been influenced by history more than if you studied drama.
Yeah.
Would you recommend history as
I would absolutely recommend history as a degree. I'm a great believer that that the arts are people's soul, in the sense of what we make, music, film, our literature defines us. So the arts are essential to human nature. You can't put a price on what things do for people. Art, it's been studied and proved right. If you put people in an environment where they see beautiful things, it changes them. I'm passionate that art should be funded and that children should be encouraged as much as possible to go into that world. And if I could say to any parent sitting there and they go into me, oh, you know, I wanted to be an economist or a plumber, brilliant. But, you know, if your kid loves history, let them do it. And it's amazing what work they can get from that history degree. It doesn't just mean they're going to be a history teacher. It means they can be 1,000 things beyond that, you know. And it worked for me in that it was the degree that was able to give me sort of the right background to go on to a career in media.